So welcome everyone to this webinar. We are going to talk, of course, about artificial intelligence. I'm going to have this brief introduction about this course and what are we going to do next 2 hours. First of all, I want to say, okay, that I'm doing both the technical control and also the slides and the talk by myself. So I will be like watching here and watching here because I have both screens. So yeah, my name is Inma Garrido. I'm part of the LeadUp project as a communication leader. I work for Acento Comunicación. We are a communication agency specialized in European projects, and also I'm artificial intelligence trainer, both face to face and also online. Okay, so I hope you enjoy this webinar because if you are here, it's because you have some interest in going deeper with the artificial intelligence that seems that it's everywhere lately. So we are going to try to provide you with a brief information of all of around artificial intelligence. But first, maybe we have to have some things in consideration. Okay. So first, the things that we are going to talk today, maybe tomorrow, are not updated anymore, okay, because this is the key of the artificial intelligence, okay, and also, and I think this point that I'm going to address right now, it's very important because we want to focus the artificial intelligence as a tool, okay, as a way of helping us in our daily lives. But we have to understand that the most important are ourselves and our brain, okay? So this is, artificial intelligence can be our bestie, okay? But there is no point to be like us or making the same, because we are humans, and we don't pretend in this webinar to leverage artificial intelligence in our level. So this is the agenda for the afternoon. Let me check if someone wrote something on the chat. Where will we be able to find it? Yes, we will. I will send you by the end of this webinar. I will send you the recording and also some other information, maybe related to the slides that I'm using as well. So yeah, just to know that I will check the chat from time to time. So if you have something to say, please leave in the chat. So coming back to the agenda, okay. We are going to start with the theoretical and boring part of the webinar, okay? But we need to understand some important standards for the artificial intelligence in order to get the best profit. Then we will have this small break. We will see if 10 or 5 minutes, okay? And after this break is going to come the practicalities. I mean, the most important part, because it's where we are going to address the tools, the most useful tools in terms of suggesting content, reviewing, some Excel tips also. I'm spoiling you. So yeah, we will see all this information. So yeah, I will encourage you to stay until the end, because I think the practical part is the most important and also the funniest one. And we will see regarding the question and answer. It depends on you and your questions. So both I can ask directly. If you write down the questions in the chat, I can answer them. If not, if we don't have time for some reasons, no worries, because I will gather all the questions, and as I have to send you an email with the recording and also the slides, okay, I can answer there then all these questions. So let me check again if there are nothing in the chat. Okay, so that means that we can start. So what is artificial intelligence? Well, it's a very good question, okay, because there is not a strong definition on this, but we can say is the ability of a machine or a computer system to imitate, to perform some tasks that if we as human, we would do this task, we will use the intelligence. Okay, so it's like machines imitating the human beings. Its goal is to provide machines with this ability of perceiving, reason, and act depending on the situation. So let's say that the artificial intelligence wanna be like us at some point. So how can the artificial intelligence do this? So let's say that it can be like via 3 paths. One of them is via patterns. It means that there is an information and there is a response of this information. So with a huge data set that the artificial intelligence is managing, it can create patterns in which, when there is a similar situation, responds with similar answer. Okay, then this is the recognizing patterns. Then, of course, learning from experience, in the way that as much we use the artificial intelligence, as much it learns from us. Okay, so everything is around gathering all the information. And also the last point is making decisions. Okay, so it's about analyzing the different options based on the patterns and also the training, and selecting the most suitable one depending on the answer and the prompts that we will see what it is. So where we can find generally artificial intelligence? So we have to say that probably we have AI around us, but this here we offer 3 simple examples. Virtual assistants like Siri, Alexa, the watches that we can talk, for example, are also artificial intelligence. Also, the algorithm, I mean, this is something that we have very familiar. So we are used to these recommendations about some programs like Netflix, HBO, Amazon Prime, Spotify, YouTube. All this information is based on artificial intelligence, and also image recognition. Yeah, this is also true. This is scary at some point, because we can open bank accounts, we can open doors, we can access to some place probably just with our phase, okay, or yeah. So yeah, this is artificial intelligence as well. So yeah, in summary, artificial intelligence seeks to replicate aspects of the human intelligence and providing the machines the ability of recognize, learn, and act as humans. Okay, so let's talk about the history of the artificial intelligence, which is difficult to start because there is not the 1st of May of something, because it's a bunch of new technology inputs that facilitates the race of the artificial intelligence. So, first of all, of course, internet. There is no possibilities of AI without internet. That starts in the 90s, because and I chose this date because it's when we all have access to the information via internet. Also, because internet is changing every day the way that we communicate, the way that we consume, the way that we perceive the world around. So that's why also internet is quite important, and also is changing the way that we approach some businesses and some ways of consume in the perspective of global consume. So these 3 points are quite important to address the importance of the internet. Also, the smartphone revolution. Okay, why? Because we have this internet, but in our phones, we have this 24/7 in our hands. Okay, so it's 2007 when smartphones and also iPhones, of course, transformed telecommunications, allowing us to access internet every time, everywhere. So this reshape totally the digital framework and the business model as we know right now, and also including, of course, social media that we cannot let out of this revolution. And regarding companies or access to the information with the smartphones, we can access to e-commerce, to businesses, to research, to everything, every time, everywhere. We can stop by in the middle of the street and we can check whatever we need. So the rise of artificial intelligence, of course, we can understand that the process is quite similar than the impact with internet and also the phones, the mobile phones. Okay, there is this part of democratizing the access of the knowledge and the access of the information, thanks to the artificial intelligence, because it approach or it facilitates us the way in which we can find the information. So this is important, and also because more people can benefit for this high quality information, not just academics or some people that have access to a minimum or a level of information. And also because, and this last point is the one that we are going to focus in our webinar, because it helps us in the way that we can let artificial intelligence to make this low task that we don't need our creativity, our intelligence to do this, and it takes us time in our daily lives that we can use, or we can focus on other aspects of our lives, like creativity, like socializing, or something like this. So types of artificial intelligence. I'm going to check again the chat, which seems to be okay, perfect. I think everything is going well, which it's very nice. Okay. So we have this, okay, there are many kinds of grouping, okay, but I will try to be like in the simple way, because this is just an introduction to the artificial intelligence. So let's start with the weak AI. This is the one that we know, okay, and this is the one that we are familiar to. Weak doesn't mean like negative concepts, okay. It's just because it's a simple system, in the way that refers to systems that designed to perform a specific task or a limited range of tasks. So it's more focused on simplicity than other. As I said before, okay, virtual assistants like Siri, Alexa are classic examples of this weak AI. They can understand and respond to specific commands, probably made by a voice, or maybe typing something in the case of Chat GPT. And also they respond based on the information that or the data set that they have. This way of working is very similar also to facial recognition, that can identify some faces or some individuals based on pictures or some patterns that they were provided previously. But they cannot think, they cannot engage, they are limited in their uses. So yeah, this weak AI is based on the Siri, Alexa, and Chat GPT, and maybe with these three examples, it's easier to create an initial idea of this. Then we have the strong artificial intelligence. Okay, I have to say that this one and the next one are not. Let's say that both are still in progress, and I must confess that I have my concerns about both. Okay, and I will explain right now why. Because strong artificial intelligence is the one that it's trying to be similar to the human intelligence. I mean, it is a theoretical concept to date, okay, and it's inspired by the human intelligence and our ability to understand, to learn, and to apply the intelligence to solve some problems and to arrange some task or some cognitive abilities that we have. So yeah, this strong artificial intelligence has a specific goal. That is to create machines that can really perform any intellectual task than a human being can do it. Okay, demonstrating also some common sense and abilities. Okay, so that's why my concerns about this this kind of artificial intelligence. So as I said before, right now are in the world of the hypothetical current status, let's say, and but we have to say also that researchers and also some companies, huge companies are investing huge amount of money to to get the strong artificial intelligence soon. Okay, and the third one is the super intelligence. Okay, which is beyond the human intelligence in the way that the machines will surpass us as in the human cognitive uh, abilities, okay, which seems to be science fictions today, but who knows? So, yeah, refers to a level of intelligence that surpasses human cognitive abilities in virtually every aspect, including creativity, problem solving, and even emotional intelligence. So, yeah, this is the most controversial AI that the communities are discussing if we have to develop or not. So, where do we find the artificial intelligence in our daily lives? I wrote not artificial intelligence, but in the opposite because it's in Spanish. Sorry. So, in every product we can find it. As I said, we have some chatbots. Sorry. We have also in personal assistance and automatization processes, and also, sorry. Sorry. Here. Okay, so let's focus on each of these points. Okay, chatbots and customer service in websites, WhatsApp. So I think is the most visible label of the artificial intelligence. So these virtual assistants are probably in every website which has a customer service and offers immediate response for something. So if you are in a website retail and you wanna buy a T-shirt, probably it's going to be a chatbot who is going to answer about the size or how the ways of sending and all of this. This kind of bots can analyze our user demands and needs, and they can offer also some appropriate support for this and providing some effective responses. Sometimes we don't realize that we are talking with bots instead of human of person. Okay, and this is not only to increase the customer satisfaction, but also we have to bear in mind that this is also reducing some jobs in which chatbots are doing the job of a person. So I think also this is important. So personal assistants, okay, like Google Assistants, Alexia, so can address a wide range of questions, okay, with voice commands, and yeah, they are more similar with the chatbots, but they are like a higher version of the chatbots because they can distinguish between different voices. They can personalize some experience, but yeah, let's say that a chatbot is something like a customer service online, and personal assistants are Siri and Alexa. And also we have this For example, this switch on off alarms from wireless, where we can switch on and off some of our furniture or something at home, like lights or something like this. And also, as is written here, for example, to programming some heat pumps or heating stuff before waking up. This is also related to artificial intelligence. Okay. Also, we can find it, as I said before, in streaming services. Okay, like Netflix, Spotify, YouTube, because they have this data set based on our previous research to find, as I said before, there is this answer, like they have information about our researches, and they have the data set that they have in their database. So it's a pattern. They can match everything, and they can offer us the best content that they have. And this is not only improving our user experience, also our engagement with the platforms. That's why sometimes people will choose Netflix instead of I don't know, HBO or something like this. Is because of this, because the quality of this match. Yeah, also to detect fraud in banking, which is quite important. Maybe we are not. This is not so visible, okay, but yeah, every time that we have to check again and write our pins and our password every time, and from different for different widgets, and so this is also based in artificial intelligence, and also the face recognition to open some apps or doors. Well, this is an important point. Okay, what about the ethical aspects? Well, it's crucial to understand that this ethical consideration, because this is I'm not going to go deeper on this, because I think it's there is not law or not policies that can help us to base our reasons to defend or not the artificial intelligence. But let's go briefly to see the basics of these ethical aspects, and we can discuss it later if you want. So one point is the copyright issues. I'm pretty sure that you know what I'm talking about, because you know that artificial intelligence is getting the whole information in internet, and is using this in its benefit, but with no quoting the author or the ownership of this content. So it's not so ethical to do something like this, and there is no laws to protect creators. Another essential point is the data privacy, okay, which relies with private data or personal data about consents and privacy, and sometimes there are some ethical dilemmas about how much control they have about our own data. As I say, lack of clarity on data sources, where are the information come from. So yeah, and we have to think first and maybe before to understand the information that comes from the artificial intelligence as true, okay, maybe we have just to double check or verify the sources that the artificial intelligence was checking. And also the limitations of the artificial intelligence. So if there is a mistake, who is the responsible of this, which is also important, I guess, to understand. So I don't know if you have any questions. No, it seems no. Okay, perfect. So we approach the section 2. I have to say that this is the boring part of the webinar, okay, because we are going to go a little bit on theoretical and how it works, and there are some words that are quite difficult. So yeah, I ask you for a little bit of passion, because I think it's important to understand how artificial intelligence is creating the responses, is creating the inputs, okay, in order to provide our answers in the best way to obtain the best answers, sorry, our questions. Because, yeah, I think as much we understand how it works, as better results we will have. So, predictive versus generative artificial intelligence. Okay. So let's say that predictive analyze the historical data that the artificial intelligence has to anticipate, okay, future outcomes. This is a kind of artificial intelligence that is not accessible. I mean, this is something for the for the governments and so to train like with large data sets to create these initial patterns that we were talking. So yeah, as I said, it helps to customer behavior. I mean, huge companies use this vast range of data sets to understand who is going to buy what, for say something. And this is, of course, to get advantages in the market. Also for the healthcare, because based on some diagnosis, they can prevent, they can have predictive models to anticipate some patterns in the illness and also in the persons, okay, in the person, and also of course for the financial world, they can understand what's going on in order to have predictive actions and to stock prices, detect fraud, and this kind of things. So from now it's quite limited because it's not accessible to all of us. Also, it's based on the past data. Okay, so as I said before, tomorrow everything that I'm talking about, sorry, could be no sense. Okay. And we go to the generative artificial intelligence, okay, because this goes beyond analysis and can create really new data and content based on the learned pattern. So let's say that we have this predictive that helps the generative one. It's often using for supervising some learnings or deep learning, and it's the one that is using, for example, ChatGPT or or yeah, ChatGPT is a good example. So these are the most prominent features. So it has many creative and functional applications like art of and design, because it can generate images, artworks, and yeah, virtual reality. And this is something that it can create indeed, but then we have this ethical part regarding the privacy data and also the copywriting. So it depends on what do you focus on. Also, it can create a natural language processing, like generating models to create bots, writing articles, generate code for the website, which again we face or we met the ethical part of this. And last but not least, entertainment. I mean, gaming, the whole world of gaming with the virtual worlds and characters, and yeah, also are made by generative artificial intelligence. So let's say that there are some limitations as well, which can have errors if the training data have errors. So as this is the most common one, okay, we are going to learn or to focus on the generative artificial intelligence. So let's say that we have this concrete language that the generative artificial intelligence is using, which is the large language models, okay? So we have here the large language. It's the language. I mean, if we are talking in English, my mother tongue is Spanish, so for the generative artificial intelligence are the large language models. So let's say that this kind of language is based on massive data sets, okay, containing billions of words for a language. So it works like transforming this architecture, okay, that provides a context in relationships between the words and the sentences. Okay, so it's like when we think and we build a sentence in our brains, so more or less is the same, okay? So as examples, we have this Gemini Chat GPT that we will go deeper after. So as usual, these models of course, they train or they find the information based on data sets, sources from books, articles, website, and everything that you can find in the internet. So once they have the words, once they have the pattern, okay, they try to predict the next word of a sentence in terms of training themselves, and based on the patterns that they learned previously. Probably is kind of difficult to understand, but okay, the main point of this is to understand or at least to be familiar with this concept, because this is going to change, and then we can go deeper, but we don't have so much time. So let's say that the future of this is going to based in the training, in the way that they are going to learn every day more and much better. Okay, so they are going to be like more in detail and closer than closer to our way of creating sentences. So, what about creating images and videos? This is something that, as I said before, I don't want to go so deep, because I think we can say that we are against this creation of images and videos or not, but something that is clear that is facing the ethical point and also the copywriting rights. So probably I think the most important here is to understand how these images and videos are created in order to build our opinion on this. So we have these image generation models. Okay, one of them is the one to create images. Sorry, so this is called generative adversarial networks. Okay, which is kind of different or kind of difficult to remember, but it's very easy to understand. Okay, because it's like there is a pattern in which the artificial intelligence is creating an image, okay, and then is creating something like the opposite. So it's a matter of matching, okay, because it's like they are creating one and they check that it's not related with the opposite. It's quite it's difficult to understand at the beginning. So this is for the images in which they create this image and then they face with other images in order to understand via patterns. If we imagine that, for example, we created we ask for a dog image, okay, and it comes an elephant, for example. So they will check if dog and elephant are referring the same, because it's in the same box than animals, for example. So this is the way more or less in which artificial intelligence is creating images. So what about videos? So sometimes it's like the combination of the image techniques, okay, with some sequential video frames. You know that videos are based on frames, so they use these frames to create a video based on the images that we were talking before. So they can transform into frames the images before, and then based on the answer on the question, they create like sequences of the videos based on our answer and their data set. I'm not going to go so in details on this because it's we are not going to explore this in this webinar. So processing the information, okay. Well, let's say that artificial intelligence has a specific way of functioning and ultimately of learning. And when we talk about artificial intelligence, is this large set of technologies, but it's a way of data. Everything is related to the data that they process. So we have this overview, okay? The learning process is like how the artificial intelligence has different like boxes of images, videos, words, sentence, behaviors, whatever, and how the artificial intelligence is connecting all of this. So for this, they are based in machine learning processes, okay? So it's just a matter of learning, actually. One of them is supervised and the other is unsupervised, okay? The supervised one is when they learn from level 8 data, okay? So, for example, as is in the slide, spam detection, like when we are accessing to a website and they ask us to click or to tick those pictures with motorcycles, for example, or what is the rainbow or something like this. So this is supervised because they have already information about this. They want to double check that they want to verify that the information is right, okay? And also we have the unsupervised learning, which is there is no label of data, okay? So when there are some information that is not correct, actually, when you ask something for ChatGPT, for example, and it's not correct, is because they are using the unsupervised learning. Or, for example, if you it's here the image recognition, you have problems to access, is because they are learning, but there is no supervision behind. Well, this is going to be okay. We are not going to go because I think for the time we don't have so much time of going here, okay? And also I think it's better to provide you just the initial of these artificial neural networks, because it's inspiring the human. I mean, this is something so science fiction, and we arrived to a very important point right now, okay? Because as are the prompts, okay? So let's say that the next point is to understand how we train the artificial intelligence, okay, to get the best results possible. So for this, we need to understand a new concept, which will be crucial, actually, for the artificial intelligence, and are the prompts, okay? So what is a prompt? A prompt is like a specific input, okay, with which we want to guide the artificial intelligence in order to offer us the information that we are looking for, okay? Generally, it consists of a question and statement, or something, a command that provides some context. So the prompt is the question, actually. The way that we use this question is the key part of everything. So this prompt can be text, this prompt can be an image, this prompt can be a file, this prompt can be a video, voices, documents, whatever. And it's the large language model that we were talking before, who transform, based on the data set, this answer in this question, in a good answer, okay? So let's say that there are some characteristics of prompts, which is clarity, of course. If we well define this prompt, artificial intelligence is going to understand us. Also, to provide some context. We will see later that we really need a very good context to get the better answer and information. Okay, for example, it's instead of asking what is a dog, okay, it's better to say explain the characteristics of dogs and pets, for example, as pets, sorry. But we are going to go in details after the break with this, because it's quite important to go into details, and I will give you some tips on this, and also to be specific. Of course, if we specify our aim of this prompt, okay, we are going to get better results. So types of prompts. Descriptive prompts, okay, describe the benefits of exercise. I mean, this will be a list, and that's it. Also, like, provide instructions to perform a task. Write a blog post about autumn, for example. And also you can say it in the way of comparative. Compare A to B. Compare cats and dogs as pets. And yeah, we arrive to this, but as I said, we will go deeper with this concept. Okay, so I will ask you to stay here for after the break. Okay, I will say that we can come back at 5, if agreed, and then we will start with ChatGPT, with Gemini, with some tools about how to improve our presentations, how to double check some mistakes in some texts. So let's stop for 5 minutes. So we come back in 5 minutes. So we come back at 5 p.m. if we are all in the set area. Okay, so but yeah, in 5 minutes we can come back. So there is no questions, and yeah, so see you at 5. Thank you. So hello, welcome back. Okay, and let's go with the practicalities. And yeah, I apologize for the first part of the webinar, but it's important to have some basics about artificial intelligence, and then because I think it's going to be easier to understand this part. Yeah. So let me. Okay. So how we apply artificial intelligence in our daily life? So we are going to present just the tools, not all the tools, but some tools. Okay. But the way of and when I say we, I say I, but I like to be like in a team. The way that we decide to choose some tools were based on their prices. Okay, so there is a bunch of tools that you can pay and also you can use, but I think our aim was to facilitate those with a free version or completely free. Okay, so of course there are other paid options that maybe are more powerful and with more features. Okay, but I think this point was important. So, a reminder again, okay, tools cannot replace people, quite the opposite. They are going to serve as a starting point to boost our creativity and productivity. Okay, so let's say that we are going to use it for example, generate 100 ideas about a topic. Okay, probably most of them are not going to be useful, but probably some of them, at least one or two, are going to make this click in your mind to create an inspireful content that really, really helps you in your daily life. That if you have to think about it, it's a way also to speed the process of the ideas coming. So yeah, also the second point, the most important piece in working with artificial intelligence is you, not the tool. And its objective is the objective of this webinar, let's say, is to help you to use artificial intelligence as it is, as a tool. So let's start with the most common use of the artificial intelligence, which is developing content. Okay. So first, important tips to address how to manage the content tools is first, double check if the information is verified. I mean, it's real, it's not fake news. Double check also if it comes from the official resources. You can ask the tool where is the information, where this information come from, and they are going to show you, or at least to name the source, or even to include the link. Okay, and also to double check if it has sense. So if it's verified, it's trustable, where are this information coming from, and if it has sense, grammar, spelling, tense, verbs, all of this, because yeah. So this is important, because if we are going to use this content, we have to be sure that the content is trustable. So how can we use these tools for develop content as a source of data? So for example, this tool can help us to find more information about a topic that maybe we are developing some work, I don't know, some presentation, something that we need to go deeper, for example. So here you have some prompts, some examples, like explain me curiosities about, and then you can ask whatever you wanted. The example is the history of the printer, the first woman to publish a book in Catalan, the history of the Day of the Languages, something like this that you can use, for example, in your newsletter, in some presentations, in your social media profiles, or something like this. But it's important to create proper prompts to get the best source data. Also, examples like give me 5 highlights about how to encourage people to come to a book presentation. You can ask also, because maybe they offer you some ideas that you can improve in your book presentations. Explain me also the most usage hashtags in Sardinian to refer a book launch. For these are also other examples. List the day anniversary for this month related to editorials and literature, focusing on those based in Slovenia. So with these prompts, you can at least find new information that help you to arrive to another information that maybe is more useful, but it's like an starting point. So, as content advisor, okay, let's say that the artificial intelligence content tools can be an inspiration for your social media content, your regular newsletters, some topics for your blog post, some ideas to raise if you are presenting something, how to manage a meeting with an important person, and so. So, for example, you can write something like, give me 5 tweets with a maximum of 200 characters to promote the information below. And you can copy paste the original information, like, for example, if you have a flyer announcing that you are going to present something, you can copy paste this, and then it can provide you with some different social content, okay, that you can use. And of course, you are going to edit, and as I said before, double check, double verify, and also to be sure that it has sense. Also, another option could be, based on this information, create me a structure of a newsletter to be sent to editors, because you are always, if you say also the audience, it can help, we will see it later, focusing on call to actions related to participating in this workshop, for example. Now, you don't know if the newsletter that I was sending you on behalf of Lit Up Project were made with this prompt or not. We will see. Who knows? So let's go. This part I wanna be in this part, like I wanna take time, okay, because I think this is something that it's important, because are tips to get the best content results. Okay, so the part highlighted in black, okay, is the thing that we are going to explain, and then the example is very clear, but it's crucial because it helps to understand you for the artificial intelligence perspective. Okay, so it's important to explain the topic. Okay, if you give details of what you are doing, okay, you are going to get the best results. It's not the same if you are preparing some internal document to send to your network, that a tweet, for example. So that's why, for example, the example refers to, I'm working on a project to disseminate less used languages across Europe. Can you explain me this in simple terms for a 15 minutes presentation? If you give all this information, artificial intelligence is going to have more content, because it's important that your aim is to disseminate. You are going to be in a presentation, you have limited time. Okay, so it's giving this kind of details which makes the difference in order to get the best results. Also, it's quite important to share who you are. Let the artificial intelligence to understand your role, your background, okay? And because with this, it's going to offer you better advices, okay? So, for example, I'm an editor preparing a speech for a book presentation. Can you help me simplify this topic for the general public? Okay, so you are sharing who you are and who is your audience. So also this is quite important. Also, you can do it in the opposite. I mean, you can ask the artificial intelligence to be your audience, to be a person. Okay, not a person, but in order to get more advices, you can ask, like, if you were blah blah, what do you think? So if you are a 10-year-old boy, which kind of book you would like to read this winter? So this is a very concrete, this is a very specific prompt, and the answer can be more specific as well. So next point, define the audience. As I say, this is very important. Okay, so I must prepare a B2B meeting with a Slovenian editor. Explain me some importances, tips to bear in mind for this discussion. They can also offer you some information. Maybe you can ask other stuff, but this is just an example. Another point, another very important point, state the purpose of the response. I mean, if you explain your aim, your objective on this, it will be easier for the artificial intelligence to offer the best information. Like, I need a 2-paragraph summary for the history of artificial intelligence, focusing on its most recent developments. It's something concrete, it's something clear, okay? And I think, as I said before the break, it's also important to ask about resources. This verification is going to be essential, okay? And also you are in the right of asking the artificial intelligence about where is this information coming from. So add me the links from where you check the information to write the content below. So we will see that tools like ChatGPT has more problems of doing this, but for example, if I remember well, Gemini and Copilot, which we will see later, they are offering this very easy, and they offer this automatically at some point. Okay, so this is also good to know. I was checking the chat. Speaking of which, ChatGPT. So I think this is one of the most common tool for content. Gain popularity among writers, editors, and for brainstorming ideas. Sorry. So it can be a complementary tool for creativity, and because it can provide some insightful topics or starting points to develop some information, some content that will help you for the first drafts, and then step by step it can be provided by yourselves. So these are the key features. We are going to keep this structure. As you see, it's very simple, okay, but it's more or less clear of what is on each tool, okay. So as key features, we can say that we have this conversational artificial intelligence that responds in natural language, simulating the human-like conversation across diverse or different topics. Also, it has versatile applications, okay, because you can ask for drafting emails, brainstorming ideas, generating code for websites, answering questions, learning new concepts, and so. Also, it can adapt to a specific writing style based on the user inputs. So the tone and the style can be customized as well. Also is in continuous learning, which the updates of this tool are regular. So that means that every day it's better and better, and because we are training this tool, and also accessible. It's very, very, very accessible. Why? Because it's in a website. Sometimes you buy a new mobile phone and it's already installed there. It's very easy to integrate in other platforms or workflows. So this is the most familiar, but it's also could be also the most useful content tool. What about limitations? There are some cut-off knowledge, okay, unlimited knowledge beyond some dates, okay. After 2023, where the policies and the law and let's say that the public eye was like focusing on the ethical part of the artificial intelligence, they started to be more aware of where they were getting the information, and so. Also, there is a lack of real-time information in the way that they cannot access to live data unless you integrate this data via an external app or plugin or something like this. Of course, there are a huge list of mistakes, of errors that they can do as well, okay, they can make. So that's why it's important to verify, to double check, and all this. The information that they have is always general in nature, okay. So there is not special information specialized, okay. And yeah, so these are the good and the bad aspects of ChatGPT, but the most important, I think, is just to try and see what's going on. What about the other? Gemini. Gemini is like ChatGPT, okay, but under the Google umbrella, okay. So let's say that Gemini is learning directly from all Google products at the same time, okay. So you can imagine that Gemini, because ChatGPT was the first, okay, and Google announced that they were like working on this, okay, but they launched this Gemini, like many features, based, of course, in all the data set that they have from Google Docs, Gmail, the search engine. So imagine the data set of Gemini. It's amazing. The main advantage of this is also the possibility to check directly the resources because are on Google. So when they don't need to be asked for the resource, they get directly, because everything is under the same brand. Okay, so for them it's easy, and also because they can work with different documents related to Google, so everything is connected with Gemini. So as I said, key features started with multimodal features. So can process, Gemini can process and combine information across text, audio, video, code, and whatever is related to Google. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no. Here. So also they can customize models in terms of 100% free or 100% paid. Okay, so there are three versions of this. You can check it in internet. Also the integration, because you can integrate Gemini in all Google products. Okay, so this is very easy, and continuous learning, because it's very efficient, and it's a machine that doesn't stop, never. So yeah, it seems that Gemini will be the king in not a lot of time. I mean, probably soon. What about limitations? The thing that Google has is that the availability to access to some products is limited to the geographical situation. So probably they will start with the United States, and then will come from different regions. Also, the language, it's a problem, because everything is in English, okay, but sometimes when you wanna look for something specific in your language, or it's not 100% correct, or there is no possibilities. And also some resources intensive, okay, because sometimes to get information, and I'm talking about behind the scenes of the artificial intelligence, needs to a very high level of understanding. Okay, so this is not useful, or not easy to access for the general public. So this is more or less what Gemini is, which I encourage you also to check by yourselves. Yes, type it on internet, and you will find plenty of information. What about Copilot? So Copilot is like ChatGPT, like Gemini for Google. So Copilot is the same, but for Microsoft. Okay, so the same features that has Google, more or less, has Copilot. Why? Because Copilot is also integrating all the Microsoft products. Okay, so when Google is linking to Google Docs, Copilot is linking to Microsoft Word mostly. So yeah, everything is like mostly the same. So that means that probably the features and limitations are more or less the same. Okay, as key features, we have this enhanced productivity in the way that everything is connected. Okay, so everything, all the Microsoft products can be like connected, and in this way everything was easy to use. Microsoft 365, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, whatever you are using with Microsoft will be connected with Copilot. Also, one of the things that Microsoft encourages the most is the collaboration between teams via Microsoft Teams. Okay, so you also can integrate Copilot in Microsoft Teams, and it's able to summarize some discussions, some meetings, suggesting also key actions and decisions, and so. It has also this creative assistance that it's based on a chatbot that we were talking at the beginning, and yeah, I don't know if you remember, it was an icon at the beginning of Microsoft Word, which was a clip that was suggesting something. So this is the new version of this clip, this creative assistance. And also customization, of course. You can tailor Copilot. You can train Copilot with your specific needs, like connecting all the apps related to Microsoft. What about limitations? Now is currently available to users with Microsoft 365. Okay, You can use it via web, okay, but its features are very limited, okay. So this first point connects with the second one, which the availability is also depending on your subscription on Microsoft. So it's not the same to have freemium, that premium, and all this. And yeah, the content generation, because it's not 100% trustable. So it's important to bear in mind that we have to double check, especially with Copilot, because it has still a lot of issues. I have to say that I'm going to talk about Hugging Face. Okay, Hugging Face is a very new tool that I found, but I found it extremely interesting because the key added value of Hugging Face is that it's an open source. That means that there is no private company behind, and there is no earning money or getting benefits behind. Okay, so if you are not familiar with open sources, it's just a bunch of people that for free they are developing some technological issues, like for example artificial intelligence. Okay, so that helps to democratize the use of artificial intelligence. So that's why I wanted to add it in this webinar. So as I said, as a key feature, first is the open source developers. So it's also very easy to use because it's based on the user experience. As completely free and created by independent IT programmers, it's so versatile, okay, and it's very easy to customize this tool, and yeah, it's always under an update. So I guess this one is going to raise its position in the ranking very soon. Okay, although it's very new as well, but I think it's important to bear in mind this, and also to invite you to check it and to see its possibilities. What about the limitations? As I said, it's very new. Okay, so they need time to train the artificial intelligence, and also because it depends of a community of IT programmers that decide to spend their free time developing this. So this is let's say, the limited or the bad part of the open source, that maybe is not so in the state of art of the artificial intelligence, but still I think it's great to give an opportunity to Hugging Face. So this is more or less the main point of the tools related to creating content. Okay, we are going to change the topic because I think it's important for all of you that more or less are related with editor authors, and also less usage language in literature. Okay, so our market is less than the huge one, and I think this part could be also important. So we are going to talk about Hemingway. What is Hemingway? It's a powerful writing assistant, okay? And it's designed to improve the clarity and the readability of a text. So let's say that you are writing something, okay, and you can double check how it looks for the artificial intelligence, okay? So there are some key features in which, for example, and I think this is a key point, okay, because the artificial intelligence is based on a general public, okay, on a general public interest and demands and way of learning and way of writing and understanding. Okay, so I think this tool is very important, not to provide new content, but to understand how our audience is working on the artificial intelligence, because they are going to provide some results based on what the people is asking to the artificial intelligence. Okay, so for example, they score how readable is your text, sorry, which is quite important. You can at the end do it or not, but it's a way of an standard. Also, they can highlight the complexity of your sentences that sometimes or are very long or complex, and maybe they suggest you some simplifications. Okay. Also, they detect some passive voices, because sometimes flags passive constructions and suggestions to active voice. It's always better. Also, for example, it pinpoints the overuse of adverbs, which is also important in order to keep this text concise and precise. And yeah, there are some formatting assistants as well that this tool suggests you for headlines, for lists, to have some sentences in bold, to improve more or less the structure of the document. What about limitations? I will say that there is no possibility of creating new content from one side. There is no possibility to double check the grammar. So depending on the level of or the language skills you have in a specific language, this can be risky. Okay, and also there are limitations. Okay, about this tool, because it has no so improvements in the integration of this tool in other apps or other tools, like for example, I don't know, Word or Gmail or sorry, Google Docs or Microsoft Word. It depends. Okay, let's go with the artificial intelligence in the creating presentations perspective. Okay, so sometimes we have a huge content and we don't know exactly how to split or how to structure this content. So maybe these kind of tools can help you to create amazing presentations based on your provided content. So we have to bear in mind some points, okay? Because the images are created with no usage rights checked, okay? So I think this is important to have in mind. And also, if you provide this content to these tools, you are helping to train their algorithm. So this is something that maybe you have to think twice before using these tools. Sometimes maybe you want to be more protective with your content and you don't want to use it for public or free tools that they are going to be trained with your knowledge actually. And sometimes maybe you are open and to use this kind of presentation tools. So Canva, probably most of you know Canva. So yeah, Canva provides different templates, different designs, layouts. It generates text and images. It can adjust everything in a same slide. So it's I think it's between PowerPoint presentations, Photoshop, all content. I mean, it's a very it's a mix, and it's also for free. There are some free features that are very interesting. And what about the features? So as I said, very user-friendly editing because it's very intuitive. It's everything related with drag and drop, copy paste, so simplifies the process so much, and it's very attractive in the visual perspective as well. Also, you can access to 1,000 of templates that are pre-designed, and then you can change, you can mix, merge different templates, and so. Canva also provides you with a brand consistency with colors, logos, fonts, very easy because you just have to type what is your brand about. And it allows users to collaborate in the same template, so you can invite other people to work at the same time or in real time with your presentations. So these limitations in the free plan. So it's important to know that most of the features are not in the free plan, sorry, like the templates, premium graphics, some artificial intelligence functions. So it's good to check before deciding which features are included in the free plan and which are not. So this is the most famous or common or familiar tool, but we have another that is raising also very good position, okay, which is Gamma, because it's like Canva, okay, but creates interactive and professional presentations with 3 steps, okay. It can create large presentations with small prompts, okay, and can integrate visuals to enhance communication, and it has different features that makes Gamma an important tool to at least to check. So I said, as I said, it's very dynamic and it's very interactive, okay, because it has artificial intelligence integrated, okay, so that means also that it can help a lot for create something automatically based on the content that you provide, okay. Also, it's very flexible, very dynamic for the adjustments, so it's very easy to set all the brand, the colors, and the way you wanna have the folders, and so ensuring some professional design, okay. So it's very rich media integration because it allows you to add videos, GIFs, high quality images, and then it's easy to export as well. So these rich media are related with interactive elements like blogs, text blogs, and all this stuff. And also it's very user friendly in the way that you can invite users to edit these Gamma presentations in real time as Canva that we were talking about before. What about the limitations? So more or less the same, okay. Some features are just available on the freemium or other kind of status, but not in the free time, in the free plan. Okay, and also when you want to export some features are limited. So yeah, it's important to check, double check between Canva and Gamma to understand which one is going to fit better with our needs. So we are going to the next block, okay? And I think this is important for our sector, okay? Which is check plagiarism. Of course, the most important is your eye, I mean, or the professional one that you wanna double check, okay? But this is important to understand if the content you receive is 100% original or not, okay? So this kind of artificial intelligence tools facilitates you to start about something, because maybe you have some ideas that maybe this is not 100% original, but you are not sure about where, and maybe using these tools you can find exactly which part of the text is not original. So yeah, I think it's important to at least to know that these tools are around us, and we can also use it. So we have the first one, which is Quittest. So basically, this tool scans content against the database. So it's like facing content and also the data set with academic papers, websites, publications, okay, and detects where is the fraud or where is the duplication or double information. So it's cool because the key features, it's like you have this text and it's so visual to see what is the mistake, okay, the double information or the not original one, because it highlights the text, and also the free version, okay, allows you to use 500 words per search, okay. So although it's limited, but we have these limitations in all free plans, maybe it's worth to check what's going on. So in this line, we have also another tool which calls plagiarism detector, okay. So here, the previous one, the Quittest, is more related with plagiarism, okay. Here also it can find duplicate phrases or duplicate content, which is also interesting. About the key features, okay, this is a better free plan than the other, which gives you 1,000 words each search, okay. And I think this is also important, supports multiple languages, which can be interesting if you are working with different languages. It's always good to have this option. What about the bad part? That you are going to check, you are going to make your research around a bunch of ads, and also there is a word limit in the free version. So I don't know, maybe it's useful to have these both plagiarism tools for you to at least to check and decide if they are working or not. I want to briefly go to the Excel, okay, just having some things in the in our forefront, okay, because this is more related probably with bureaucratic or logistic aspects of our daily life, okay, but why not to know that also Excel or a spreadsheet can be good to to use with the artificial intelligence, okay. So let's go. Uh, we have to know before, okay, that if we are going to work or to apply the artificial intelligence in Excel or spreadsheets, okay, better to do it with Gemini or Copilot, okay, because those helps you to attach documents, okay. Also Chat GPT, but the point is that not always, because Chat GPT, I think it allows you in the latest version, but not in the previous one. So before doing this, before sharing this, please make a copy of the original document, because it's important. Also, there are some specific tools like Chat. There is here Chat. This one. Oh, sorry. No, wait. Here, Chat CSV. Okay, which I invite you to search in internet, but mostly is working with add-ons, with extensions. So you have to install this in your platform, maybe in Microsoft, maybe in Google Drive, in order to use this here. So for what it's useful? Sometimes we work with huge list of information, okay, maybe related with books that you have around, and it's very difficult to know what's going on with this. And for example, for find duplicate content, it's very useful. Also to export some files in CSV to Excel easily, because it's like Chuck, they change it. It's yeah, immediately. It's very easy. Also to transform list in Word or in Google Doc in a spreadsheet to be used as this. So this is just a matter to add the new information to the old spreadsheet. So I think it facilitates a lot. And also I wrote this command, okay, because I think it's also important. If we use this Google Translate function, allows you in real time a text translation, Google using Translate. So if you copy the example, okay, you have to change the one that is ENES, okay, because it's English Spanish, as it says. Also translate the content of cell A1 from English to Spanish, it will say, but you can change it for the language that you want, and just try, because maybe you don't have to use anymore your Excel sheets in a language that is not your language. Okay, I'm going to check because I saw that it was something on the chat. Okay, what happened if your text? What happened to your text if you upload it to these tools? It is then used for their own means. Yeah, there are any okay, yeah. Thanks for your question. Okay. Yes, actually, yeah. If you upload content to all of these tools, you are training the artificial machine. Okay, so it's important to know this. Okay, there is no extra precaution to be taken to date, okay, because we cannot say, okay, I don't want the artificial intelligence to use this, okay. So that's why it's always a matter of understanding if we wanna risk our rights on this or not, okay. So yeah, it's a matter of decision. Maybe sometimes you have a content that it's not so relevant or confident or secret, or maybe it's better not to share it with the artificial intelligence tools. Sometimes you can use it for something that it's more public, or you don't have these problems. So yeah, the answer is that they use it for training, and they add this information to this data set for their own training. Another question, does that mean that, for instance, when they translate another content, they might use exact sentences? Well, no, they are not going to use exact sentences, okay? But let's say that these sentences will be a pattern, okay? So they will double check if this, imagine that this sentence has 5 words, okay? So every time that they receive a question, a question about one of these 5 words, they are going to check what is related to, okay? So this is the way that they are going to use these exact sentences, because they say they learn that this plus this plus this plus this plus this means something, okay? So if I have this word in a question, probably will be related with the meaning that I have in mind, or that I train to, okay? So when they translate content, okay, they don't do it like word by word, okay? They do it in the meaning, or from the meaning perspective, because they have these patterns, as I said, okay, and they know the meaning of all of this, so they are like changing, or more than changing, checking different content and different meaning based on the words that you were saying. So it's not a literal translation, okay, like Google Translate, for example. It's more complicated, it's more complex, and it's better results. Yes, it's important to know. And thank you very much, Nika, for your answers, for your questions. Sorry, because they were so interesting. So we have just 5 minutes, okay? So I wanted to close our webinar with these tools, okay? Probably these tools are not 100% artificial intelligence, okay? So I'm not going to go deep, because you have here, like, I will send you the slides, okay? I just want to present briefly some of them, okay? One of them is Trello, okay? Trello is a project management tool that helps individuals and teams to organize different tasks and projects, okay? And it's very visual, and it's very easy. As is here, okay, you have the features and also the limitations, okay? So for example, for Trello, I think the most important features are the integrations, that you can integrate Trello in different programs and in different apps. Okay, the collaboration is key. I mean, everyone is always checking who is doing what, which is very easy. It's very easy also to move task, to assign task in Trello. So if you are working in teams, and if you are online or something like this, I think Trello will be essential for your daily job. Also, of course, there are some limitations related to some features that are available on not available on the free plan. Okay, and also if the project has a very complex structure or framework, sometimes it's not working very efficiently. Boomerang for Gmail. Why is important this? This is an add-on, an extension for Gmail, okay, which allows you to schedule some emails, okay. So, for example, I think Gmail has its own schedule service in the way that you can do it. I mean, you can program your email to be sent tomorrow morning, okay. But the key part of this Boomerang for Gmail is that you can do it in the same frequently. I mean, you can offer them the possibility to send an email every Monday at 8, for example, or once per month at the same person. So I think it's important to check this Boomerang Gmail extension, okay, because also you can do this, okay, write emails and now schedule them to send it later, but in a specific time, weekly, monthly, or whatever. Okay. Also, you have some follow-up reminders, which means that a pop-up will come and say, okay, you have pending this, you have to send this email, whatever. And yeah, more or less these are the key features, and the limitations, of course, always related with the free version. Let's go with Slack, which is similar to Trello, but it has more interactions. Okay, you can send direct messages. Also, you can. It's more like a chat, let's say, more than a management tool. Also, you can integrate Slack into Trello, and Trello in Slack, and Zoom and Google Drive. So it's very useful. And according to the limitations, there are many notifications. So I will say that you have to stop this notification, because otherwise you are going to be like overwhelmed for the notifications. And last but not least, okay, this Toggle is a tool to time tracking. So you can track the time that you are spending for develop a task. I think this is important if you have to report your time in a company or something like this, because you have it's just a matter to click on play, okay, and it's going to record how much time you need to create or to develop a task, okay. So it's very simple. Also, you can export some reporting at the end of the month if you have to present this reporting to some places or some departments on your company, or not, or you wanna use it with your team. Also, the integrations are very flexible and well done. And yeah, limitations are more or less the same. So sorry, I took 1 minute, but this is me. Okay. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much for your interest on the artificial intelligence. Okay, if you scan this code, you will find more about me and my LinkedIn. So yeah, thank you, and I hope you enjoy. And yeah, I will send you an email with the slides and also the recording of this presentation. So thank you very much, and uh, have a nice evening. Bye.